Hi everyone, it's Ms. Glenny at the Chilton Public Library for a virtual story time, and today we're going to do a couple of stories based on bedtime rituals, trying to go to sleep at night or seeing how other creatures go to sleep at night. So the first book I have for you, but we have to say hello. Let's get our friends out. One little friend, two little friends, and we're going to go, hello friends, hello friends, hello friends. It's time to say hello. Can you do that with me again? Should we? Get ready. Get your fingers up here for hello. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time to say hello. It's good to see you today. And our first story for the day is Good Night, Gorilla. Some of you might know this story. It was new to me, even though it's been around for a very long time, and I quite like it. I think you'll like it too. And we have some creatures back behind us and you'll see, we'll meet them in this book. There's not a lot of words in this book. The pictures tell the story beautifully. So let's see. Good Night, Gorilla by Peggy Rathman. Good night, Gorilla, says the zookeeper. And there's another little friend in the cage on top of the lock. Can you see what it is? Yes. Can you see that little critter on top of the lock? There's a little mouse. So far we have a gorilla, a mouse, and a zookeeper. And who do we have here? Zookeeper, gorilla, and mouse back behind me. Oh, and there he goes. And what does the gorilla do? He grabs something. Yes. He grabs the keys. Can you see that behind me? He grabs the keys, that gorilla does. And we'll see what we can find. Good night, elephant. What do you think is going to happen? What will happen next? Good night. Good night, lion. Oh, all the animals. Gorilla is letting out all the animals. Good night, hyena. Good night, giraffe. So the zookeeper is saying goodnight to all of his animals, all the ones he takes care of on his way home. Good night, armadillo. There's an interesting animal. And they're all following the zookeeper home. What do you think? Where are they going? Might they be going into his bedroom? Do you think? And how many animals do we have? One. And then there's an elephant in front of the lion. We'll count when they get into where they're going. The bedroom. Can you imagine all those animals squeezing into your bedroom? That's a lot of animals. So, zookeeper's getting ready for bed. And so there's father zookeeper and mother zookeeper. She's already sleeping. And look at all those creatures. Do we have 1, 2, there's a little mouse, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Tired. Gorilla's tired after all that hard work. Good night, dear. Good night. 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 7 good nights. And very surprised eyeballs. What? Who are all those good nights coming from? Lights on. Check it out. Oh my gosh. What's she going to do? I think she's done this before. I'm not sure, but I think she has. Let's see. There she goes with the keys, taking everyone back to their beds, back to the zoo. Good night, Zoo, she says as she heads on home. Good night, Zoo. And who's following her? 2 creatures are following her. Good night, dear. Good night. And who's climbing under the covers? Let's see for this last grand. Yes. Good night, gorilla. He's already snoozing. Good night. So there's a fun book, Good Night, Gorilla. Next time you come to the library, you check out our shelves and we'll help you find Good Night, Gorilla. It's a wonderful book. So we had our zookeeper and gorilla who took the keys, and little mouse with his banana was struggling. It was a mighty journey for that little mouse with his banana all the way from the zoo to the bedroom. And then there was an elephant. There was a lion. Good night, lion. Remember what came next? Remember this animal? Good night, hyena. Good night. What's that? Yes. Good night, giraffe. And who's this? The funny, interesting one. Good night, armadillo. They sort of have hard skins. They have an armor on. Good night, armadillo. And those were all the animals. Should we count them? Do we have 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 animals followed Zookeeper home. Sometimes before bed, we take baths. And I have a fun little thing to do with you. It's called Elephants in the Bathtub. Do you know elephants in the bathtub? Let's learn it. We're going to be clapping. We're going to be slapping our knees. And we're going to be, let's find out. Should we try it? 1 elephant in the bathtub, going for a swim. Knock, knock, splash, splash, come on in. 2 elephants in the bathtub, going for a swim. Can you swim with me? Going for a swim. Knock, knock, splash, splash, come on in. 3 elephants in the bathtub, going for a swim. Knock, knock, splash, splash, come on in. 4 elephants in the bathtub, going for a swim. Knock, knock, splash, splash, come on in. 5 elephants in the bathtub, going for a swim. Knock, knock, splash, splash, they all fell in. They all fell in, swimming in the bathtub. So that's elephants in the bathtubs. And they all fell in, and next time you take a bath, maybe you can play with your elephant in the bathtub. I have one more story for us today. It's called Good Night Owl. So we have animals. This is an animal goodnight story time, it looks like, by Pat Hutchins. We'll see what this one's about. I'm guessing, hoot, 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 hoot. Is that what an owl says? Can you do it? Hoot, 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 hoot. Yes. Good Night Owl by Pat Hutchins. And we'll see what this one's about. It might be with more. Owl tried to sleep. Do you ever do that? You try to sleep, but you're not quite ready? Takes time sometimes to settle down, to breathe and just relax. Allow yourself to melt into your bed and enjoy things. But Owl's having a hard time. He's not sleeping very well. The bees buzzed. Can you buzz? Bzz, 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 bzz. And Owl tried to sleep. How many bees? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 little bees. That's maybe hard for you to see. There you go. Now you can see them. See if you can count them. 10 little bees. Yes. An owl tried to sleep. The squirrel cracked nuts. Can you make squirrely noises? Crunch, crunch. An owl tried to sleep. The crows croaked. Make your crow sound. Wah, wah. And Owl tried to sleep. The woodpecker pecked. Rat-a-tat-tat. And Owl tried to sleep. The starlings chittered. Twit, 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 twit. And Owl tried, yes, to sleep. The jays screamed. And Owl tried to sleep. Can you do that like a blue jay? The cuckoo called. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Let's hear your cuckoo. Cuckoo, cuckoo. And Owl tried to sleep. The robin peeped. Beep, 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 beep. And Owl tried to sleep. The sparrows chirped, cheep, 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 and Owl tried to sleep. The doves cooed, croo, croo, and Owl tried to sleep. And here we go with everybody in the tree, all those birds. So this story is all about birds, isn't it? So many birds and bugs. The bees buzzed, buzz, buzz. The squirrels cracked nuts, crunch, crunch. The crows croaked, caw, caw. Let's hear it. Caw, caw. The woodpecker pecked, rat-a-tat, rat-a-tat. Can you knock on the floor? Rat-a-tat, rat-a-tat. That's what a woodpecker does. The starlings chittered, twit, 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 and the jays screamed. What did jays say? Ah! No, they were more like, ee, ee. Ark, ark, it says. We'll see. The cuckoo called, cuckoo, cuckoo. Can you do that? Cuckoo, cuckoo. The robin peeped, beep, beep. The sparrows chirped, cheep, cheep. Can you do that? Cheep, cheep. The doves cooed, croo, croo. And Owl couldn't sleep. What do you think's going to happen? The darkness came, and the moon came up, and there wasn't a sound. It was so quiet. Owl screeched and woke everyone up. That's when Owl wakes up, isn't it? He sleeps at night. He sleeps during the day and wakes up at night. And he got his own back. He got everybody else to wake up. So that's a fun one about when people sleep. So some birds are up all day, tweet, tweet, cheep, cheep, croo, croo, cuckoo, cuckoo, all day long, while owls trying to sleep. And the others, and other owls, all the owls, they come out at night. And other birds too, and animals, nocturnal animals and birds. So I have one another jumping on the bed. I think you know this one. I think just about everybody knows this one, but it seems like a bedtime, nighttime, sleepy time, story time would be incomplete without monkeys jumping on the bed. What do you think? One little monkey jumping on the bed. He fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." Two little monkeys jumping on the bed. Do we start with 10? Can you help me here? I think two little monkeys jumping on the bed. We start with 10. Ms. Glenny. We start with 10, don't we? Yes, we do. 10 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor. The doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." 9 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor. The doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on that bed." 8 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor. The doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." 7 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor. The doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on that bed." 6 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor. The doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor. The doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." 3 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor. The doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on that bed." 2 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor. The doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on that bed." 1 little monkey jumping on the bed. He fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor. The doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." No little monkeys jumping on the bed. None fell off and bumped their head. Mama called the doctor. The doctor said, "Get those monkeys back to their beds." All right, everybody jump back in bed. And that's our story time for today, our 2 stories. And be sure to come in to the library and pick out stories that you would like to come to read at bedtime. And also ask at the front desk for maybe one of our take and make crafts that you can make at home, or for a literacy kit that has rhythm sticks and shakers and things like that we'll be using this fall. So by all means, come on down to the library and we'll look forward to seeing you. Let's get our friends out for our goodbye song, shall we? One friend and two friends. And we say, goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. Let's do it again. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. Bye, everybody. Good seeing you. Enjoy your week.